Hello, good morning, everyone. So I have a channeled message from Archangel Michael. And this should be an interesting one. Okay. So I got great news today from Archangel Michael. And he told me it's time for me to share it with you guys. So if you're watching the replay, please bear with me while a few people drop in. Also, if you haven't followed me, I'm High Priestess May. Hello. Make sure that you follow my page. And make sure that if you're watching this on YouTube that you subscribe. Okay, so this is really, really, really important. It's an amazing day today. Excuse my hair. I was not planning to go live today. But as I was driving over here, Archangel Michael said to me, okay, now it's time you can share this. Okay, so great news, the world is not ending. Okay, beautiful news, great news, the world is not ending. For all those people that are out there that are spreading fear that the world is ending, they're lying to you. They're actually being tricked by demonic entities right now. There's actually a lot of religious people and a lot of spiritual people that are being tricked by demonic entities right now into believing that the world is ending so that they can spread more fear so that these demonic entities can feed off of people. Well, this is what's really happened, y'all. So, and I guess they couldn't share this with us for a long time, because if they shared it with us earlier than this, then it would have damaged the timelines that they were trying to create. So here's the thing. This plague that we went through last year was not God-made. That's the first thing he wants you to know. Archangel Michael wants you to know that the first thing today is that that plague was not God-made. It was man-made, okay? And it was man-made in order to try to play God and for people's greed, okay? So there is a group of people, there's about 5-6 people that are the top, you will never even know until they're actually exposed, okay? That until they're actually exposed completely, you will we haven't even heard of these people. We think it's Bill Gates, we think it's like Fauci, we think it's those people, but Bill Gates and Fauci are just puppet master. They're just puppets, okay, for the puppet masters. There's like 5-6 people specifically that are responsible for this plague, okay? It was not God made. They were trying to force, they knew what was going to happen. They knew people were going to think it was the end of the world. So they knew that people were going to be scared. So they used it to try to manipulate the economy, to crash the economy, to cause people to commit suicide, to cause people to die, basically. We have never even heard the names of these people. And all of this was to try to manipulate the financial system, to make more money, and to feed fear to their demonic lords, okay? These people are so intertwined with the demonic side, whether you want to call them reptilians or whatever. They're so intertwined with these energies that all they work for is, like, they want money in exchange for giving human energy, human source energy, of human fear energy to these energies, to these dark entities. So here's what Spirit had to do. I don't know if you've noticed, we've had really weird weather lately. The reason for that is because Spirit, the beings of light, have been messing with time. For those of you who have intuitive abilities, for those of you who have empathic abilities, for those of us who have psychic abilities, we're able to tell when someone's messing with time, because we are time tellers. We are fortune tellers. We are able to see through time. We are weavers of time. Those of us who are psychics, we're weavers of time. We're able to see, we're able to feel time, not just like see into the future, but actually feel the future, okay? And right now, it's not summer. You may not feel it if you don't have intuitive abilities, or if you don't have psychic abilities. You may not feel that the time loops have been messed with, because Spirit shifts our memory while we sleep as a collective. Time has been messed with in order to clean up the mess that these demonic entities and these dark people, the mess that they created out of greed and out of wanting to suck energy out of humanity through fear. Okay? So basically, great news, the world is not ending. Even greater news, like I told you before, back in January, that the light side has won, and they are working to fix what's been going on. It was going to take a few months. We're finally going to start seeing the changes, but it's going to take a few more months, and it's going to take us maybe a few more years. I don't know. Okay, so it's extremely important for us to remain positive, for us to question everything that the media is telling us, for us to question everything that people who are acting out of incorrect information are telling us, because there's a lot of really good people in the medical system that are acting out of fear, that out of information that is false. So I need you to understand that. They're acting out of information that is false, because they're not God, and they're not angels, and they're not spirits, so they don't know what's really happening. All they know is what the medical system tells them. All they know is what the system is telling them. And these 5-6 people that I'm telling you about, they control all those systems. They control the heads of these departments. They control the heads of these hospitals. They control the heads of banking institutions. They control the head of all these things. And the only thing that's gonna set us free is the help of our spirit guides, the help of the angels. But we have to also do some work to set ourselves free from these institutions and these corporations that are owned by these 5-6 people that we have never ever seen. And people think that it's like there's a whole bunch of conspiracy theories on who these people are. They're wrong. The conspiracy theories are wrong. They have no idea the amount of dark power that these people have. But we have something which is even better. We have God, we have the goddess, we have our spirits, we have our angels, we have our ancestors, and they have not come to play around. They are here to stand up for us. They have been standing up for us, even if we haven't perceived it. They have been standing up for us, and we are here today because of the work that the beings of light have been doing to save lives, as many lives as they could, because God did not ordain for the world to end at this time. This was not the apocalypse. The beings of light, the beings of darkness wanted to make us feel like it was the apocalypse. This is an apocalypse in the sense of we have elevated to a higher dimension. So if you want to think of the apocalypse as the end of a time and the beginning of a new time, then it is the apocalypse. But it's not the apocalypse in the way of the fact they want to try to make us feel that way. The next thing that they're going to try to do is do food shortages to make you think that the horseman of famine has been released. Okay, so the first horseman of death, right? The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse are pestilence, which brings sickness, famine, death, and war, right? So they want to try to make us think that the 4 horsemen have been released, so the apocalypse has begun. That's bullshit. It's not true. They are trying to make us feel that way. Okay? That this is gonna be like, first of all, a lot of the apocalypse stories, they come from Christianity, and these people, these 5-6 people, they manipulate Christianity. They manipulate the main religions to make people fearful. Okay? So the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse have not been released. So the next thing they're going to try to do is tell you that the apocalypse of famine the horseman of famine has been released. And that is not true. So what they're going to try to do is manipulate the food supply So stock up on food if you want, but don't go crazy. But they're going to try to manipulate the food supply because they are trying to make us think that the horseman of of famine is here and has been released by God. And that is not true. It's not true. So just great news. This is not the end of the world. This is the beginning of a new way. This is an elevation. Spirit has been messing with time. Like I said, the spirit guides and the angels have been messing with time in order to give us, to slow down the process of things that these dark energies want to make happen. Okay? So don't fall for it. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your divine being, divine light within you, and not to the fear within us. Okay? Because remember, we can be a source for God or we can be a source for Satan. So whether you believe in the devil or not, because I know there's a lot of witches out here that don't believe in the devil, whether you believe him or not, there is a great dark force that has been feeding off of humanity, and God also feeds off of humanity. But what God gives us in exchange is life force, whereas these demons, all they do is drain. Okay, so I just want to let you guys know that. But the great news is the world is not ending. We're actually moving. Spirit is trying to move us into a better way of life. So make sure that you are listening to your discernment. Make sure that you are being as kind to yourself and to others as possible. Try to have patience, okay? Try to have patience, because when we act out of anger or impatience, it can end up damaging all these timelines that are being set up for us for success, okay? So be patient. If you feel fear, work on releasing the fear, work on rebuking that fear, and releasing it, because it's not going to do you good to hold on to it. Okay? So that's all that I have for you today. I hope that this is helpful. And he said that the people who are truly orchestrating this, who have orchestrated all of this, are going to be exposed, but it's not going to be now. It's going to be possibly years from now. So just understand that your reality is being manipulated by both sides. And the reason for that, one side wants to try to save us and try to help us. Well, they're not going to save us. They're just helping us save ourselves. And the other side is intentionally trying to manipulate it to cause us to go crazy and turn against each other. So anyone who's spreading fear, anyone who's spreading hatred, anyone who is trying to polarize you to one side or the other, they're working for this dark machine, and they might not even know it. So I just want to remind you of that. Anyone who's trying to polarize you and who's trying to remove you away from balance, away from seeing the truth and feeling the truth, anyone who's like just obsessed about all these bad things that are going to happen, they're actually projecting those realities into the world. They're not actually prophesizing anything. They're just projecting their fears out, and they're manifesting their fears. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. So I know I'm not perfect. Sometimes I've felt afraid and I've been like, oh my God, what's happening? But I'm letting you guys know right now, there's a lot of prophetic religious people, prophetic spiritual people that mean well, but are spreading their own fear and manifesting that into the collective reality. So please be careful. Listen to your gut. If something tells you, no, this is not right, this is not true, listen to that, okay? Many blessings. Have a beautiful day.